Welcome to Jaclyn Does My Job. I'm your host, Jaclyn Friedlander, and today I am going to be trying out what it is like to work on a reindeer ranch, and I am joined today by Julie Hardy. Thank you so much for being here.
Oh, you're quite welcome, Jaclyn. It's lovely to be here and share what I do with you.
I would like to roll the video from when I came and visited you on the reindeer ranch, and then I have a bunch of questions about what it's like to actually do your job. How does that sound?
That sounds great. Let's do it.
All right.
A little bit about what it takes to run a reindeer ranch and teach me how to do some tasks on the farm is Julie. Thank you so much for sponsoring our segment.
Oh, thank you for coming out. Boy, I got some exciting jobs for you today to do here at the Reindeer Ranch.
Excellent. Can you tell me a little bit about the ranch and what it takes both from the business side of things and also from the actual animal care side of things to run this place?
Well, certainly December. This is the reindeer's time to shine, right? And I always say we have 23 reindeer, had 4 babies born in the spring, but we need at Christmas time all hands on deck because we have so many people that come out at Christmas time. These are truly magical animals, and we are delighted to show them off. They come up for special treats and cookies, but the care of them year round. You know, we have worked very hard to pioneer reindeer ranching on a Midwest farm when it's not typically done.
Right, and there are 2 important things you want people to know about reindeer, right? You want them to know that they really do fly, that's how they got here, and they're real animals.
Oh, it's amazing how many people think they're fictional, or they might say, I have reindeer in my backyard. I'm going, no, 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 and they certainly are magical. They did fly in from Alaska, Delta Airlines. But speaking of magical, it was snowing right before you got here.
Okay.
This is the most magical thing about reindeer of all. When it snows for the first time of the year, they get all excited about it. They start leaping and prancing and dancing.
Oh, beautiful.
Looks like they're going to take flight. And one of the most magical things, which you're going to hear in a minute, when the reindeer walk, they make a very noticeable clicking sound.
Okay.
So up on the housetop, click, click, click. And speaking of Christmas carols, I hear you sing pretty good.
I think I can carry a tune. I hear that when you shovel their poop, they like to be sung to. Is that what we're doing today?
I'm telling you what, I have the most spoiled herd of reindeer that ever existed, I do believe, and that's because we treat them so special and give them lots of extra care and attention, and they're going to be excited to see you this morning.
I know, she arms me with crackers in my pocket, so let's go meet some reindeer.
Oh, let's do it. Oh, here they are already. This is Chris Kringle. Hi, Chris. Hi, Chris. Hi, Bullwinkle. Hi, Bullwinkle. Oh, you can give them some cookies if you want
to.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Oh, my goodness.
They eat it on my hand?
Yeah. This is one of the special.
Oh, wow, look at this.
These are 2 of our babies that we had this year, Jaclyn. This is one of the most favorite things that people do. Now, you want to kiss a reindeer? Have you ever kissed a reindeer?
I've kissed a sea hare. I have never kissed a reindeer.
Okay. Now, so put the graham cracker in your mouth.
Oh, my gosh.
Bend over, and he'll give you a kiss.
Okay.
I'll get real.
That is so magical. I love that.
Oh, they are so sweet, aren't they?
If you come for a reindeer tour, you too can kiss a reindeer.
Now, she likes to play reindeer games. She loves to get up close and personal. She thinks she gets extra cookies, of course, by being in the pen with us.
Okay.
So this is her magical trip. Is to come in and be in here with us. There you go, Star. Now, we'll have to show you how she jumps. Hold on.
Okay.
Come on, Star. Out you go. Out you go. Out you go. There we go.
Reindeer really do fly.
So we were talking about caring for the reindeer. Every year their antlers fall off. They grow a brand new set every year. So,
okay.
So it's interesting. They grow these antlers in about 3 months' time.
Okay.
So the males and the females both have antlers.
And is there anything special you have to do as far as care to make sure that they stay healthy or grooming or anything?
The antlers are very tender during the growing stage. Springtime is really, really busy for us out here with the babies on the way. So babies are born April and May, and they weigh just about 8 to 10 pounds at birth. So we are in the pen all the time, keeping a very close eye on them during calving season. So it's not just Christmas. We work year-round behind the scenes just caring for these animals, feeding them. So speaking of feeding them, let's go out in the pen and do some reindeer chores.
All right, reindeer chores. Is there something I can help with?
Yeah, just start spreading some of that hay in the feeders. Just spread it in there, if you would. Yeah, shake it out, spread it out real good. There we go. Good job.
Let's go ahead and use all that.
And then when do you sing to them?
Whenever you want.
You started off, you said that they have reindeer names.
Oh, we've got
Right?
23 reindeer. This is baby Bullwinkle this year. This is Pixie. This is Twinkle. That's Cupid. I have to look at them sometimes.
And are their names incorporated into the songs you sing for them?
Well, we have a Holly Jolly Dolly, so have a Holly Jolly Christmas. There's a couple Christmas tunes that really go with the names of the reindeer. We have a Kris Kringle here, which you have to make up a song on that one for me.
Okay.
But you know Dasher and Dancer and some of the other
Prancer and Vixen,
Comet and Cupid.
Donner and Blitzen.
And then, of course, you can recall any reindeer that you want. This is a good time where you can pet the
Do you
reindeer.
have a Rudolph here?
We do, brand new Rudolph, right over there looking at you from across the way.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we have a Rudolph and Juno this year.
And then if people would like to come to the ranch for a tour, how do they do that?
So we do tours daily from 10 to 5, about every half hour. And you know, a lot of people, I think the kids think, oh, it's Santa's reindeer, this is wonderful, but the adults are more amazed with this, I think, than the children, right?
Right.
Just to see how friendly they are, but also to educate people that how we care for them and show everybody how beautiful that they are.
Well, that was a lot of fun. Thank you so much, Julie, for letting me try out your job. I had never really been around large animals like that before.
Well, I'd like to think that mine are a little friendly, you know, and they're quite used to people, and they love to have visitors. So I'm so glad that you enjoyed it and got to learn a little bit about what I do.
Yeah, so I tried your job for, what was that, maybe 5-6 minutes, something like that. But can you talk a little bit about what a typical day at the ranch actually looks like? What time do you get up in the morning? What's your routine like?
Well, there's morning chores, there's evening chores, and certainly midday chores. So, you know, and we like to keep a really close eye on them. You know, you never know. It's just like mischievous animals that, you know, who's going to get in some kind of trouble while they're out there, you know, or get an antler stuck in something that we just keep a close eye on them. But certainly check their waters and make sure that their pen is clean. And they do like their breakfast and their dinner quite regularly. And they'll let me know if they haven't got their dinner on time for sure.
And so they have a routine and then you have a routine to keep. So what was the inspiration behind opening? I mean, how did the ranch come to be?
Wow, 30 years ago, I'll say 31 years ago, I had a job in sales and marketing, and I met this really handsome farmer in Rantoul, and he had a Christmas tree farm, but he had no idea on what to do with it, how to market it, how to open it. And so I started, you know, scheming a little bit. It's like, well, how am I going to sell Christmas trees in a really rural location? You know, so to attract customers to come to a really rural location. And certainly a Christmas tree farm we thought would be a family type of event. And so we wanted to attract families. The first thing that we did was go down and tear down old barns in the area, collect a bunch of beautiful old lumber, and built a really beautiful general store gift shop. I thought, you know, an old-fashioned country barn gift shop, a Christmas tree farm, and I thought, well, we need something else unique or different that you wouldn't see in this area typically. And I'm going to tell you a story I don't usually tell people, but I did not even know reindeer exist myself, and I'm saying that for real.
Really? You didn't know that they
Did
were
not
an animal?
know, and so a lot of visitors that come to the reindeer ranch think they're fictional too, right?
Yeah.
So we thought, well, we'll get an animal attraction because it's a farm. You know, we went and looked at alpacas or llamas. I thought, well, this is a Christmas tree farm.
Right.
Found out that reindeer are domesticated and that they do make a good farm pet, and I was just so excited about the idea of it. My husband has a background in milking cows and cattle, so he does have some livestock experience. And then when I told him I wanted to get reindeer, he was like, I can't believe you're talking me into this. The first time we saw our first herd, a pair of reindeer, I fell in love at first sight. The look on their face, their eyes, their temperament, just how beautiful they are.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where our journey began. And it surprised us for sure.
That's amazing. They really are beautiful animals, but that is crazy to me. I had no idea that it started as trees, which then became a store. And when I was at the store is adorable, by the way. It's like very, if you're ever in central Illinois, it's a very rustic place where you can kind of get cider and pretty much anything you would need for the holidays. And then now there's these incredible animals. What a cool origin story. And where did all the reindeer come from? Because they're not native to this area.
Well, so there are very few private breeders in the lower 48 states, and it certainly takes a lot of knowledge we had to gain from other reindeer breeders. My first two reindeer came from a private farm in Michigan, and so we began 30 years ago with two reindeer. Had no idea the amount of people that would flock in to see the reindeer. It was more unique than I even knew. But that being said, we still had to pioneer learning how to get their feed right, their vaccinations right, their health care. And it's not just an attraction for us. We work really hard to make sure that their care is appropriate and that we're getting things just right with them. Again, there's not many reindeer in the lower 48 states. So after beginning with my first two pair of reindeer for a few years, we decided we'd like to have more reindeer. Started researching where we might be able to find more reindeer that we could get. I found a farm in Alaska. So we started researching this farm, making sure that regulations would be okay for us to bring them in. So we went to Alaska, lived on a reindeer farm for a week in Alaska, and we learned reindeer ranching in Alaska. They built shipping crates to fit the opening of a 747. So my favorite line, Jaclyn, is, reindeer do fly, right?
Right.
So
They had to get here somehow.
they flew in Delta Airlines.
Right.
But it was a fabulous opportunity for us to learn reindeer ranching in Alaska, kind of learn some of the things that they do, some of the things they experience with reindeer up there.
Sure.
But then bringing them in here into Illinois. Love to tell people these guys are domesticated caribou. They actually make a very good pet. If, you spend a lot of time with them, they get quite spoiled, actually.
Right.
But they didn't really originate in Alaska either. They brought them into Alaska because of the gold rush. So when the gold
Sure.
rush happened, not enough food supply to go around. Today, up in Alaska, this is the cow of the north. At Hardy's Reindeer Ranch, they are certainly our pets.
That's amazing. Well, I have lots more questions for you, so definitely hang around. We are going to take a short break, and Jaclyn Does
Sure.
My Job will be back in just a few minutes. Welcome back to Jaclyn Does My Job. I'm your host, Jaclyn Friedlander, and today I am joined by Julie Hardy, who owns Hardy's Reindeer Ranch. And before the break, we were talking about how a lot of the reindeer had come from Alaska. Where about in Alaska were these reindeer?
Well, it was Palmer, Alaska.
Okay.
It's about 50 miles northeast of Anchorage, actually. They had at that time about 250 reindeer on the farm, and while we got the opportunities to stay there, babies were being born. It was just a really awesome experience. And so we flew 13 reindeer in from their farm in Alaska. And it was a great opportunity, again, to learn from them, to research, different opportunities in Alaska with reindeer and start our journey down here in central Illinois.
All right, so I can tell that you're really passionate about these reindeer and that they have become your pets, but you also still have a thriving business, particularly around the holiday time. So I know with any sort of job, there's always a favorite part and a least favorite part. So what is your favorite part of your job and what is your least favorite part of your job?
My favorite part of my job is spending time with my reindeer. I enjoy my visitors so much. We get annual customers. We've been open 30 years who have been out there for generations with their kids and their grandkids, and it's just a joy to see people come back every year because they enjoy my place so much. My favorite thing is to spend time with the reindeer, and most honestly, it's just to be out there with a bucket and a shovel, and because they interact with you. You go out there and you talk to them. I have special songs I sing to them, but just the more time you spend with them, it is my delight. It is my delight, and they respond to that attention quite well.
For sure. So the reindeer are definitely the highlight. Is there a, paperwork portion of the job or
that's
something
my
that's maybe
least-
not your favorite?
That is my least favorite thing, and yes, my very least favorite thing. I'd much rather be outside than to be in the house doing the paperwork and a lot of the business work that has to come with it. It has grown quite a bit over 30 years. We started with just a Christmas business at first and branched out into the fall business. So for about 28 years, we've been doing different corn mazes, fall activities with Christmas. A few years after we opened, kind of a passion that I fell in love with this business I do is tourism. So the reindeer are so unique, not only to the people in central Illinois, but we bring tour buses in from all over the nation. So these would be traveling tour buses that want to stop off and visit a very unique agritourism business in Central Illinois.
Sure. And what is your work-life balance like? So, like you mentioned, you kind of started as sort of a seasonal business, but now you're year-round. So what is it like to own your own business and sort of have that responsibility of the reindeer 24/7?
There are slower seasons and busier seasons. Right now, going from fall season straight into Christmas season, it's going to be thousands of visitors coming to see the reindeer. And it can be fun and very challenging too, making sure you have staffing and parking and all the supplies you need and everything like that. But what amazes me is people, when they come to the reindeer ranch, they think, oh, this is just a petting zoo or an animal attraction in the middle of nowhere. The reindeer truly have a magical effect on people. People light up when they see them and get delighted with them. And it's just how entertaining that the reindeer are. And so we think like Santa Claus are magical, but our reindeer are magical as well. So
Yeah, they really are. I feel like when I was there, I sort of had that whimsical, childlike feel, and you do kind of feel like you're transported a little bit to the North Pole temporarily.
Sure, you do.
And then, what is the best piece of career advice you've ever gotten?
Oh, there's not many people that do what I do.
Sure, right.
So more so with the marketing idea was with taking a small farm in the middle of a kind of a remote area is don't be afraid to jump out there and try to be unique. Do something really, really different, which is kind of how we got our big start. It's got some risks involved with it too, a little bit risky, but
Sure.
and I think as we progressed along the years, it's being willing to change with your job, being willing to do something different. If one thing's not working, try something different. But just move around, do different things, try different things, and then never thought this would end up being my niche in life. Taking care of reindeer, it's been a wonderful job.
Well, speaking of change, if I had asked 5-year-old Julie, what do you want to be when you grow up? What would she have told me?
Wow. 5-year-old Julie, and even through high school, was pretty shy, actually. And reaching out and doing something that I thought I would never, ever do in life. And then, again, just being brave enough to jump in there and try it, As far as the reindeer, too, it's just been a big learning curve, learning how to care for them. And it's not just a tourism job that we do. Again, it's caring for them with their feed and their vet care, their health care. And we do a lot of research with other reindeer breeders. There's a few of them that we know that do well, and so we always like to share stories with the other reindeer breeders of, guess what happened to me, or guess what happened to me, and hey, do you know how to fix this problem? It's always an interesting journey, and we love to work with each other and help each other, and just a passion that we share. It's a bond we share with a few other people.
Right. And so was there a moment that you knew that this was going to be sort of the career for the rest of your life? Or was this something, I know it seems like you kind of fell into this and then sort of it grew as you went along. But did you think that this was going to be sort of the rest of your career?
It's surprised us from the very beginning because it was, I thought, well, I sure hope this works. Going to Alaska and getting reindeer. My husband was quite nervous about this venture that I proposed to him. And I said, I think this is going to work. I hope this is going to work. And probably more than what I thought. But in the background, besides all the people that came, all the publicity that we got, we had CNN called us and did a story on our venture flying reindeer in from Alaska, So the publicity was phenomenal and brought so many people in to see us. But we felt a very heavy responsibility beside all the publicity to, again, to research everything that we could to make sure that we were keeping him healthy and doing it right. But it really did surprise us along the way. And here we are 30 years later, still doing it.
That's amazing. Well, we are going to take another short break, and when we come back, I have more questions for you about what it's like to work on a reindeer ranch.
Sounds good.
Welcome back to Jaclyn Does My Job. I'm your host, Jaclyn Friedlander, and today I am talking with Julie Hardy about what it is like to own a reindeer ranch. So I'm sure owning reindeer, you probably have some crazy stories of things that have happened, maybe some surprise babies or things that people who have come to visit have done. What is one of the craziest things that's ever happened on Hardy's Reindeer Ranch?
Wow. I got a lot of stories. Let me see where to start with one of those. Many years ago, this is just when we first got started, mistletoe. And I would imagine if anybody listens to me and knows me in this story, probably knows mistletoe. She was around for the very beginning and lived a long life at the Reindeer Ranch. But we were traveling to Champaign for a Christmas parade, taking her to a Christmas party in Champaign. It was bitterly cold. It was freezing. I went with my husband, and it was up right near Christmas Eve. The trailer door came open. We didn't realize it. She got out in Champaign. There was a car following us that called the police, called 911, and said we have a reindeer on the loose. So this went Associated Press. It was all over the nation on my missing reindeer in Champaign right before Christmas.
Oh my goodness.
I was in a panic looking for my reindeer. There were squad cars looking for my reindeer, but she just stayed right in the same spot until 20 minutes later we came back and found her right where she jumped out of the trailer. It was the most amazing story. She's like, oh, I'll stay here. Maybe they'll come back for me. But it was a story of my missing mistletoe right before Christmas. And what a neat story that everybody had fun with that story, that she's safe and sound and back home at the Reindeer Ranch. There's a lot of fun stories. But that one is probably one that I'll never forget. People say, you're the lady that lost the reindeer. So,
right.
I got her back. I got her back.
Well, I'm glad it had a happy ending.
It had a happy ending, yes.
I feel like in the entertainment industry, they always say it's really difficult to work with children and animals, and it's because they have a mind of their own, and if they see an opportunity to go on an adventure, maybe they'll kind of adventure out on their own.
Absolutely.
Now, is there a piece of advice you would give to somebody who's watching, who's thinking to themselves, I have an idea for a business I maybe want to start, or somebody who's thinking, I've always wanted to be a farmer. How could I turn this into a thriving business? Do you have any sort of career advice for maybe kids or someone thinking of switching careers that you want to share?
Well, we started with a very small family farm. So we were fortunate enough to have the support of our families behind us, helping us along the way. But it, again, started out with a very small family farm, and took a big idea and grew with it. So again, it was. I think it was more just grabbing something that's very unique and being brave enough, and maybe investing a little bit into something that somebody's not typically maybe doing. Stepping outside of the box would be probably my biggest advice on that. Just be a little bit more unique, a little bit different, and then learn from others too. But going out on your own and trying something very different, and certainly researching all you can. There's a lot of agritourism opportunities to learn and to grow, but there's a lot of opportunities for small family farms, and a lot of people that love to come and visit those type of places too.
Right. I feel like that's really good advice, because so many people do have that nugget of an idea but don't know how to kind of get it off the ground, or maybe aren't brave enough to get it off the ground. So I feel like if you're watching this right now and you do have an idea, this is your sign that you should take it and run with it. When you started, was that something that was a major concern? Like, how did you get the money to fly reindeer in from Alaska? Did you have investors? Did you invest in yourself?
We took some of our retirement savings, most honestly.
Yeah.
And my husband thought I was crazy, and it made me kind of nervous at the time. It's like, I think I know what I'm doing. I hope this works.
Right.
I hope it's unique enough. And I guess we've been very fortunate that it did work so well for us. But when we went to Alaska to fly a herd in, we were later, 5 years later in our business, and we had some local investors who kind of had watched us work and grow and build and take us what we took from the beginning, and that it had done very well, and we're anxious to invest more into our future of growth with that. So it was starting maybe with something different and small, but taking that and watching it grow and then building on that as it grew.
And I think that's a piece of advice I was given a while back, was, to kind of invest in yourself. And if you do have an idea, sort of, green light your own path. So I'm really glad that you did, because it seems like you're a perfect example of something that, you hoped it would work, but you kind of deep down knew it would work.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it's been wonderful.
Yeah, well, it's a very awesome, unique business. Well, before we wrap up, my final question is, if somebody is thinking, I want to do this, are you looking for interns, volunteers? Would you recommend that they go work on a farm? Would you recommend they take business classes? What do you think they should do?
I would say go work with the people that are doing it. Certainly we'd love to take some interns out there. You want to learn how to take care of reindeer? I'd love to show you how to do it. But there is a lot besides showing off the reindeer and how delightful there are. There is a lot of behind the scenes things that people should know when starting a business like this. Advertising, marketing, there's a lot on the business end that goes with running a reindeer ranch as well.
So there's a lot of business and then a lot of animals.
Yeah.
Well, Julie, thank you so much for being here today and for sharing all of this information with us. You really are an inspiration, and I love that you took something that was so simple and grew it into something so cool.
Thank you, Jaclyn. It's always delightful talking with you.
Well, I hope that you will join me for the next Jaclyn Does My Job, where I'm going to try out new experiences, new jobs, and then sit down with the people that do those jobs every day and give you all the information you need. Thank you so much for watching.